Hi, my name is Vita Harley, and what inspired me to start creating was my mother. My mother always used to sew for people, and she used to do fashion shows. I remember when I was a little girl, just running around watching everybody get dressed, and it was so beautiful. And I was thinking to myself, oh, I would love to do that when I grow up. I want to make people beautiful and just make clothes and just sew. And I was so excited. So a few years later, some ladies at the church at Broadway Christian Parish, they had a sewing class for some of the disadvantaged youth in the neighborhood. And I'm like, oh yes, I'm a disadvantaged youth. I'm fit to go to those sewing classes. So I started sewing when I was 9 years old. So I have been sewing this year for 50 years. I'm really excited about that because the things that I learned in that sewing class, I have been able to use them to help to raise my children, help to help other youth in the neighborhood and families learn how to sew. It's been a very, very exciting experience. And what really inspired me to really start creating is that I'm a creative person. I have a passion for crafts. I know how to knit, crochet, learn how to make jewelry, but my passion has always been sewing. I have developed some product lines and just did some wonderful things. I invented a dress called the reversible dress, patent number 4,686,714. And just through the years, I've done ready to wear and all different types of things when it comes to sewing. But my real passion is to teach people how to sew. You know, if you give a man or woman or a child a fish, you can teach them how to fish. But if you teach them how to fish, they can eat for the rest of their life. And the things that I learned as a small child and learning how to sew has helped me to feed myself and feed my family. And I want to be able to help other young disadvantaged youth to do the same thing. You know, learning how to sew really, really did save my life because I was able to use the talents that I had within me in order to help to sustain myself. And that's what I want to do for other people. I want to help them to sustain themselves by learning how to do a craft as such as sewing that will help them in their lives. And they can also in turn help to train other people. You asked the question, how would receiving the grant benefit myself personally or my organization? It would benefit me because it would help me to be able to share more of the resources that I have to offer. You know, not just only helping people to teach them how to sew. I also have a part of my program that involves personal development because I think it's very important to develop the self, you know, self value, self esteem, self confidence, self worth. Because many times, you know, us as minority women, it's very challenging for us because we do have issues with our self esteem. You know, valuing ourselves, valuing the passion that we have to do what it is that we would like to do. And some of the obstacles I've had to face, you know, throughout the years, learning how to sew at such an early age. You know, I came into teenage years and ended up becoming a teen parent, and also, you know, had some domestic violence in my life. But I always had that passion inside of me, and I think that's so important, you know, for us to bring that passion out, to be able to take the talents that we have, such as sewing, and use that talent not only to sustain ourselves financially, but also to sustain ourselves as just being just human beings. So I'm super excited about the grant, and I am hoping and wishing and praying that I am one of the recipients of the grant because I think that I can use that grant in order to help to make the world a better place and help other people learn how to sew, show them how to not only learn how to sew, but to help other people at the same time.